Hey everybody. Man, I miss you guys. You have all been on my mind a lot. I've been thinking a lot about how you guys are doing at home and about how this unique experience is, I'm sure, affecting all of us in different ways. While I have been at home, I've been designing and creating what we call RLEs, or remote learning experiences. In fact, all of your teachers have been doing that. So hopefully we'll be back in school before you know it, learning face to face. But until that time, we are going to continue learning, because we're not done yet, guys. You still have a few more things you need to learn as seventh graders before you move on to next year. So we've been designing these learning tasks that you can do at home online, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more. But first, let's talk about how we're all feeling. So I don't know about you guys, but at first, when our school closed, it was kind of a novelty. Like, we were all tired and we were so ready for spring break. And so at first I was getting 8 hours of sleep a night and catching up on my favorite shows, and that was kind of fun. But now that novelty is worn off, and we're starting to realize, at least I am, that school's looking very different. Our life is looking very different than we thought it was going to be at this time of the year. So I know for some of you it's exciting and it's nice to spend time with your families and catch up on maybe personal hobbies, but for others of you, maybe you've been struggling with that. I know that there are some things that I have grieved a little bit. I think a lot of your parents, it's affected their jobs. My husband and I, we are both working from home. Um, for some of you, it's affected your birthday and how you wanted to celebrate. For some of you, it affected your athletic tournaments. I know my Power of the Pen team, quite a lot of them made it to the state tournament, which is a huge accomplishment. And then the state tournament got canceled, and that's heartbreaking. And my heart breaks for all of you that maybe feel like you're missing out on those experiences. And it's okay to feel like that. But at the same time, I think it's a good reminder and a good challenge to think about those lessons we've learned about getting our mind right and pressing pause and being above the line in the way that we respond. It's hard. It's harder to do that when we face real consequences, like I can't go to a state tournament. It's easier to say, oh, I'm going to be above the line because someone said something mean at lunch and I'm just going to let it go. But when it's something we've looked forward to, a trip or a celebration or something that we can no longer participate in, it's a lot harder. And I'm trying to learn to do that as well. And I think it's hard for all of us, but I hope this is a time when we can learn to focus on the positive and learn to be grateful for the positive things that we do have. Um, and anyway, I want you guys to know that I've been thinking of you, and I know that we're all dealing with this in different ways, and it's going to be okay, and we're going to see each other eventually. But for now, we're going to do our best to continue living life in our new reality. So let's talk about what learning is going to look like in my class. So first, if you go to Schoology, you'll notice there's a green folder that's called Remote Learning Experiences week of March 30th to April 3rd. There will be a new folder for next week. So in each folder, there's always at the top going to be an overview document of the tasks you have to complete that week, and those tasks are graded. This week's kind of an overview, a review. Next week, everything's graded because next week we're going to be learning some new things. It's going to be new knowledge, new skills. Underneath that overview task is another document that's called the LA question and answer document. For most of you, this will be a great place for you to ask things that you don't get. This link isn't working, or how do I access this? Or it could even just be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this class or whatever. And if you type your answer, your question on one side, I will type an answer on the other side, and I'll be checking that 2 or 3 times a day. So that'll be another place to go where you can look at everybody's questions and just get answers to things that you've been wondering. You'll also notice that there's a resources folder and an assignment and assessment folder, which I think is pink. The assignment and assessment folder is important because that's where you'll actually turn in your assignments. So for this week, one of our assignments, for example, you're going to read an article, and then you have to answer a few questions about that article. So the questions are about mood and tone and writing an objective summary, which we did one time earlier this year. And so if you click on that, it'll open up your assignment in Schoology, and you're going to type on your document and then submit it, just like we've done with a lot of Schoology assignments this year. So it's really important that you explore that folder and you open up your assignments in that folder so you can turn in your work and get credit for it. So this week we have 2 tasks because you're going to have your parents are going to be getting some emails from the school district, and then this week's kind of like a short week, and it's like our practice week where you're going to practice getting online and starting to complete some assignments, whereas next week is our first true week of online learning. And again, hopefully we'll be back in school soon, but we don't know, so we're just going to prepare for what we can prepare for. Okay, you may be wondering, how do I connect with you? How do I connect with others? If you have questions, there's a few ways to connect with me. One is that LA question and answer document, but also you'll notice one of your tasks this week is to complete a check-in survey. And on that check-in survey, it'll ask you, like, how was this task? How long did it take you to complete it? And it'll also ask you, like, do you have any questions? You can say, no, I'm good. You could also say, I'd love a phone call. You could say, I'd love to join a video conference. I'm going to have office hours. So basically, a couple days a week, there will be like 2 hours where I'm just at my computer. And so you can log onto a video conference. There might be one person there, might be 10 people there, and you can just ask me questions. Or you could say, I don't get number 5 on our assignment. Can you just do number 5 with me? And so that'll be a great resource for you to connect with me. Or if you'd rather, you can send me a Schoology message. In the future, we're also going to have opportunities for you to connect with other kids in class. So next week, for example, we're going to have a class discussion, and you have 2 options. One option is going to be where you can just type your discussion online if you prefer to do that way. You can maybe comment once or twice and then respond to other people's comments, and you could get a grade for that. Another option would be you sign up for one video chat session where we can get like 50 people on at a time, and I don't anticipate that many people will join, but you can get a ton of people on at a time on a video chat, and you come at that specific time, and you can actually be participating in the discussion in real time with other class members. So just know that in the future, if you want, it's not mandatory, but there will be opportunities for you to see other people's faces and talk to other people, etc. All right, I'm going to stop rambling on because my video is already 7 minutes. But again, I'm here for you. Send me your questions. I miss you guys. I've been thinking of you a lot. Send me your jokes. Ooh, guys, I have a joke for you. Did you guys hear about the kidnapping? Well, he eventually woke up. But okay, I know. Send me your joke of the week. If you think of a good one, send it my way. And I look forward to connecting with you guys in the future. Have a great week.